And not only that, we also have the composers themselves right here to meet you. So let's welcome the very young composers of PS 165 right here in New York City. I'm John Deak of the New York Philharmonic. I'm a composer and also the associate principal bassist of the orchestra. I direct a project called The Very Young Composers. On April 12th, we presented a concert at Avery Fisher Hall of music composed entirely by 4th and 5th graders at PS 165 in Manhattan. We started working on this project together last September. In this class, what you're going to learn is already in yourself. All you have to do is kind of let it out, learn how to get it out, learn how to communicate it to me, to other musicians, other artists, so that they can play the music that you guys write. You're going to write music that comes out of your head, out of your heart, out of your soul. I use a variety of approaches to introduce them to the idea of composing music. Musical games, rhythmic exercises. What is rhythm? Teaching them to listen.
A metronome?
Guess what? Guess what you're going to do? You're going to invent your own notation. Down here, he's got fast notes, and then he wants me to slide up and then slide down a little. I make it clear to the students that they don't have to know standard notation in order to compose music. And then some fast notes. Look at that. By the second class, they were bringing in their own notation. Soon, many of them started using letter notation in their work. Some students will eventually proceed to standard notation. One keeps running down. Keyboard technique is not necessary, but hearing the sounds from within themselves is. Okay, do it again. You got to do it like 2 or 3. When they can hum, play, or tap 3 times the same way, music that they have invented, then I'll write it down for them. Do it once more the same way, and I'll write it down. We also gave them keyboards so they could work at home. In the third class, I began to have a few of my colleagues from the New York Philharmonic come in to demonstrate the capabilities of their instruments. This was important to me. After all, they're going to be writing for each one of these musicians over the next few months. I think it's important that they hear live music because, for me, the person and the music are inseparable. They understand that music is not something that just comes out of the radio. It excites them to have real musicians coming to the class.
Right here? This is an F?
During this same period, my colleague Susanna Davis worked with them to develop their pieces. When necessary, she scribed the music into standard notation for our guest musicians. It's always a big thrill for these students when they hear their work performed by these top-notch professionals. Can you imagine Louis telling Eric Bartlett how to play the cello?
The staccato.
Do it once again, so I know exactly what you have. After Christmas, we started finalizing the pieces, and the students themselves began to orchestrate them for the open rehearsal on March 15th. No, offbeats. They had to make the final decisions on their orchestrations in order to be ready for the copyists to get the parts ready for the big concert in April with the full New York Philharmonic. The students had decided to write 10 variations on a theme by Jasmine. It also ended up with Jasmine's rousing coda.